Yes, it's perfect, the man in the pinstripe suit said, turning around to face us sitting at the table, the lines of his suit once again beginning to glow that ominous red, the light in his eyes flaring, and wisps of smoke and heat starting to emanate from his wickedly wild and wide smile. Yes, everything you need is here, right here in this room. It's perfect, he said, glaring down at us. I can't believe you didn't see it, Reginald. I have to say I'm disappointed, but it appears I win this little game. Whether it profits you or not, I don't really care. It's so rare that I get to play anymore, he said, taking a straight stance, his cane in front of him, leaning on it, grinning that mad, wide smile that sent shivers down my spine. Listen closely, Reginald. I'm not going to repeat this. In 1723, a man named Alpheus Beauregard was in a bit of a pickle. A dilemma, you might say. He was the owner of a very large magical corporation, one that specialized in making elixirs and potions. While he and the other founding members of the corporation were obviously members of the Emerald Alliance, and thus gained the boons of their protection and its benefits, his employees could not say the same. Most of those who are in the Emerald Alliance are of high status, having money, resource, assets. They have no need to work jobs. They come from prestigious families with wealth and power. So in order to be able to produce the potions necessary, it was necessary for Beauregard to employ magic casters that did not meet the prerequisites, and therein lied his problem. He needed to be able to safely ship his goods to casters who needed them, regardless of which side of the alliance they were on, in order to make his profit. But his employees, the ones who actually made the deliveries and shipments, would often be harassed, attacked. Some even disappeared altogether, because then as now, prejudice against those who do not meet the prerequisites, who do not have the protection of either the darkness or the light, was intense, just as it is now. Nothing's changed. Soon his employees began to leave en masse. There was no point in working to earn a living in the magical world if you didn't have the safety and protection that the other casters that you dealt with had. It was simply too dangerous a prospect. So, Alpheus Beauregard began negotiations with the magical alliances to attempt to establish a means to ensure the protection of those working for his corporation. The alliances, of course, spat on the idea. Even though they all needed the potions that his company produced, the idea of dealing with casters who did not follow into the prerequisites of entry they felt was beneath them, and yet nevertheless they needed what he provided. And so an addendum was made to the alliance agreements. Both sides agreed to it. This addendum to law would allow employees of magical corporations the protections allotted to those within the alliances without actually being members. Now, while this law was placed into effect in order to give the alliances something that they needed, the wording within the contract has a gap. It doesn't actually clearly state that anyone in the corporation need be a member of either alliance, only that should they be accepted as a representative corporation, all their members receive the protection, the same as if they were a member of the alliance. So there are no rules saying that someone has to be a member in order to establish a magical corporation. Now, Here's where the dangerous part comes in, he said, widening his grin even further, more heat waves beginning to rise from his suit. Now, Reginald, in order for a magical corporation to be recognized, they must meet a list of requirements. The first of which is very simple. You must produce magical assets, products that can be beneficial to those in the magical world, and be willing to barter those assets and products. That part is simple enough to achieve, but they also set a standard for who must run these organizations. So just as Altheus Beauregard himself did so long ago, you must pass that test. Each side of the Alliance will choose magical representatives. These magical representatives are combatants, meant to test the magical abilities of those in charge of the corporation, to ensure only the highest quality of caster can possibly maintain it, a measure by which one proves themselves worthy of working with the alliances. A set of challenges is put forward in which the representatives and the chosen members of the corporation battle against one another in any number of challenges designed to test all aspects of being a proper caster. And these tests can be quite lethal. But if you are able to pass the tests to show proof of a functioning corporation with magical resources to sell and barter and survive the battles, then technically, regardless of your standing, they will have to allot you protection, and the same rules that apply to any other caster within one of the two alliances will apply to you as well, without actually having to be a part of them. So, Reginald, does that seem clear to you? It should meet all of your requirements quite nicely. No Alice marrying off to someone else, no random assassination attempts, and as a bonus, you even get your foot in the door for creating your own magical corporation and can start to acquire contacts and resources within the magical world. I'd say I've more than done the job of giving you what's necessary to achieve your goals. So, Reginald, is this satisfactory to you? He said, beginning to lower the glow, the heat waves finally subsiding as he slowly began to stroll back to his seat, taking it and enjoying himself a relaxing sip of tea. Damn it, I thought to myself. He's right. Why didn't I see it? I mean, the wording in the contracts wasn't clear, but I should have seen it. Damn it all. He beat me. I clench my teeth and do my best not to show the scowl building, a look of self-disapproval. How could I let that bastard get the best of me? Damn it! He was right. It was perfect, and I didn't see it. The bureaucracy in the wording, it slipped by me. I had already gone over magical corporation contracts, and of course it said that they were protected under the Alliance agreements. But I foolishly assumed that you had to actually be a member in order to have a magical corporation. Damn it! If there's one thing I can't stand, it's losing. I glare at him as he sips his tea, biting down into my thumbnail. Damn it, he's good. I've been staring at those boards and going through piles of paperwork for weeks with no progress. And he just waltzes in and figures it all out. Don't get me wrong, I thought he might be able to give me some beneficial information, an idea, or a point in the right direction, but I didn't expect him to just solve the problem. It is a good thing With that information, we can start moving forward with a plan. It just infuriates me that I didn't come up with it. I hate being second best. And there he sits, just sipping his tea. How did I ever beat that guy? Damn it. I still have more work to do before I can challenge him. I can't be outsmarted like that again, I thought to myself, as I tried to calm down and take a sip of my own tea, clear my head a bit.